Have you ever noticed how the people who seem to thrive in their later years aren't necessarily the wealthiest or the ones with the biggest families, but rather those who've made peace with their journey and prepared thoughtfully for whatever comes next? There's a quiet power in taking control of your future, especially when you're navigating the solo years, and today we're going to explore exactly how to harness that power. Let's be honest about something that many of us avoid discussing. Planning for the end of life isn't morbid, it isn't giving up, and it certainly isn't an admission of defeat. It's actually one of the most life-affirming things you can do. When you take the time to organize your affairs, strengthen your support systems, and make intentional choices about how you want to live your remaining years, you're not preparing to die. You're preparing to live with freedom, dignity, and joy for as long as possible. The reality is that aging alone presents unique challenges that require unique solutions. But here's the encouraging truth. Aging alone doesn't have to mean aging lonely, vulnerable, or afraid. With the right preparation and mindset, your later years can be incredibly fulfilling, even liberating. Let's start with perhaps the most critical element, building what I like to call your circle of backup. Think of this as your personal safety net. A small group of trusted individuals who genuinely know your routines, notice when something seems off, and would raise an alarm if you suddenly went silent. This isn't about gathering dozens of acquaintances. It's about quality over quantity. Having 2 or 3 people who truly see you regularly and would actually notice if you disappeared. Consider Richard, a 74-year-old widower who started meeting 3 other residents every Wednesday morning at the local coffee shop. They call themselves the Survival Squad. If someone misses Wednesday coffee without advance notice, the others call and visit. Last year, when Richard had a minor stroke, he texted the group that he couldn't make coffee. Within an hour, one of his friends was at his door, ensuring he got to the emergency room. That text probably saved his life. Your circle doesn't need to be lifelong friends. Neighbors work beautifully, as do members of hobby groups, church communities, or even online forums. The key is establishing a pattern where your absence would be noticed quickly. Start small. Strike up conversations with the same cashier at your grocery store. Join a walking group. Attend a class on something that interests you. Over time, some of these acquaintances will deepen into genuine friendships. Now, while you're building that human safety net, let's talk about getting your legal and financial house in order. Imagine you have a medical emergency tomorrow and can't communicate your wishes. Who speaks for you? What happens to your belongings? Do your loved ones know where to find important documents? At minimum, you need a will that clearly states how you want your assets distributed. You need a healthcare proxy for medical decisions, someone you trust completely to make choices on your behalf if you can't. You need advance directives that spell out your wishes regarding life support and end-of-life care. And you need a plan for passwords and digital assets. Think about Claire, a 78-year-old retired librarian who had what she called her "if I croak" binder. Inside was everything anyone would need. Her will, insurance policies, bank information, passwords, funeral wishes, including specific hymns and the dress she wanted to wear. When Claire had a serious stroke, her niece found the binder within minutes. The relief on her face, knowing she didn't have to hunt through filing cabinets during a crisis, was immeasurable. The crucial part is actually doing it and then telling at least one trusted person where these documents live. Let's shift to the physical space you inhabit. Your home should support your independence, not threaten it. This means making modifications before you absolutely need them. Consider Tom, who at 72 sold his 2-story home and moved into a single-level ranch. He installed grab bars, replaced throw rugs with non-slip flooring, put in motion sensor lights, and swapped doorknobs for lever handles. His friends called it excessive. But 2 years later, after knee replacement surgery, he realized how brilliant those modifications had been. You don't need to renovate entirely, but look for high-impact changes. Adequate lighting prevents countless falls. Remove anything you could trip over. If you have stairs, ensure solid handrails on both sides. Technology can help too. Fall detection devices, video doorbells, and smart home assistants can extend your independence significantly. Speaking of independence, financial planning creates peace of mind. You don't need to be wealthy, but you do need to understand your financial reality. Know exactly what income you have from Social Security, pensions, and retirement accounts. Understand your expenses and plan for the cost of care as you age, whether in-home help or medical expenses Medicare doesn't cover. Paul, an 80-year-old former factory worker, had always been a spender. After a health scare, he met with a financial advisor. Together, they created a realistic budget, set up automatic bill payments, and looked at long-term care insurance. Paul established an emergency fund for unexpected costs. The process was uncomfortable, but the result was profound calm. Now let's talk about the foundation of everything, your health. Regular medical checkups are non-negotiable. These aren't just about treating problems, but catching issues early when they're most manageable. Dorothy never thought much about preventive care until her doctor caught her pre-diabetes during routine screening. With dietary adjustments and daily walks, she reversed the trend and likely prevented years of complications. Exercise doesn't have to mean grueling gym sessions. A daily walk, chair yoga, or water aerobics keeps your muscles strong, your balance steady, and your heart healthy. Even 15 minutes daily makes a measurable difference. Nutrition matters tremendously. Dorothy found that meal planning helped immensely. She set up a simple 4-week rotation of healthy meals, shopping the same list each week. This eliminated decision fatigue and ensured she ate well. She also allowed herself treats, swapping nightly ice cream for Greek yogurt with berries most nights, but still enjoying real ice cream on Sundays. Modern health technology offers remarkable tools. Smartwatches can monitor heart irregularities and detect falls. Pill organizers with alarms ensure you never miss medications. One gentleman credits his smartwatch with saving his life when it detected an irregular heartbeat, leading to treatment before it caused a stroke. Beyond physical health, let's address emotional and social well-being. Loneliness is genuinely dangerous to your health, as harmful as smoking 15 cigarettes daily, according to research. It increases your risk of dementia, depression, heart disease, and early death. The insidious part is it creeps up gradually until you realize weeks have passed without meaningful human interaction. Fighting this requires intentional effort. Linda, a 69-year-old widow, forced herself to join a community garden group despite feeling awkward. The first few weeks were uncomfortable, but she kept showing up. Gradually, she found herself looking forward to Tuesday and Thursday mornings, sharing tomatoes and stories. Those few hours of connection became an anchor. Look for activities that combine social interaction with something enjoyable. Book clubs, volunteer opportunities, exercise classes, hobby groups all provide structure and connection. Online communities can supplement in-person interaction beautifully. Frank, 81 with limited mobility, found genuine friendship in an online blues music forum. His weekly video call karaoke nights bring him as much joy as any in-person gathering. Learn to be comfortable in your own company too. Developing hobbies you enjoy alone gives you fulfilling ways to spend time. The goal isn't constant social activity, but balance between meaningful connection and peaceful contentment with yourself. This brings us to the most avoided topic, defining your exit strategy and communicating end-of-life wishes. Having these conversations and documenting your wishes is a profound gift to everyone who cares about you. Think deeply about what quality of life means to you. At what point would aggressive medical intervention feel like prolonging suffering? Who do you trust to make these decisions if you can't? Document everything. Some people create detailed departure binders, including funeral preferences, specific music, charities for memorial donations, and letters to loved ones. One woman included a playlist and instructions for an upbeat celebration rather than somber funeral, complete with her favorite jokes written out for the eulogy. Her family found tremendous comfort in honoring her clearly expressed wishes. Have these conversations with your healthcare proxy and your circle of backup. Tell them explicitly what you want. The specificity matters because in a crisis, people frozen by grief will rely on your documented guidance. This isn't about dwelling on death, but maintaining control of your own story until the very end. Related to this is what I'll call the stuff audit. Most of us have accumulated decades of possessions, and all of it will need to be dealt with eventually. Doing this yourself, gradually and thoughtfully, is far better than leaving it for grieving loved ones. Go room by room asking yourself what truly matters. Photo albums, meaningful. Mystery cables in the basement, not meaningful. Be honest about family heirlooms too. That china set you never use might not mean anything to your children. Ask them. Label things that matter with notes explaining their significance and who might want them. One retired teacher spent a weekend clearing his garage. He ended up with a carload for donation, a box of treasures for family with handwritten notes, and massive relief. As he put it, memories fit fine without all the junk. Decluttering makes your home safer and easier to manage right now. Not just easier for cleanup later. Let's address technology directly as a vital tool. The right technology can dramatically extend your independence and safety. A smartphone keeps you connected through calls, texts, and video chats. Don't let fear stop you. Community centers and libraries offer free tutorials. Smart home devices can set medication reminders, control lights to reduce fall risk, and provide companionship through music or jokes. Medical alert systems have evolved beyond clunky pendants. Modern versions are discreet, often built into watches, with automatic fall detection and GPS tracking. Video doorbells let you see who's at your door and provide peace of mind for your circle of backup. Keep it simple and focused on your actual needs. Throughout all this planning, never lose sight of the ultimate purpose: to keep living fully, joyfully, and authentically. All this preparation creates the freedom and peace of mind to truly live without constant worry. Keep pursuing things that bring you joy. Take that class you've been thinking about. Learn guitar, even if you're terrible. Travel, even just day trips. Garden. Cook elaborate meals for yourself. Dance badly in your living room. Laugh loudly. Small joys sustained over time create a deeply satisfying life. One 72-year-old man sold his possessions, bought a camper van, and now travels to blues festivals. He has his legal documents in order, his kids know his wishes, and he checks in regularly. But rather than hunkering down in fear, he's living his dream. As he said, "I've got my affairs in order so I can actually have affairs." That spirit, that determination to embrace life fully while acknowledging its finite nature, is what all this preparation enables. You're not planning to die well. You're planning to live well right up until you can't anymore. So, where do you start? Pick one area that resonates most strongly right now. Maybe it's finally writing that will. Maybe it's reaching out to a neighbor. Maybe it's clearing one closet or scheduling that medical checkup. Start there, accomplish that one thing, and let momentum carry you forward. Aging alone requires courage, intentionality, and preparation, but it absolutely does not require resignation or isolation. With thoughtful planning, strong connections, and the right mindset, your later years can be profoundly meaningful. The freedom that comes from taking control of your journey is worth every bit of effort. Take that first step today. If you found this helpful, please share it with someone else who might benefit. Subscribe for more practical health guidance tailored for seniors. Leave a comment telling us which strategy you're tackling first. We're all on this journey together, and your experiences might be exactly what someone else needs to hear. Until next time, keep living bravely, preparing wisely, and embracing every single day you're given.